Hope y'all enjoy making wreaths. I'm finna get after it. Alright, y'all, so we gotta cut our tails. This wreath that she made, I think, has 18 ties on it instead of the normal 12 that we do on the Dollar Tree frame. So we're going to be doing 18 of each since we have the 18 ties. So we're just going to be using our little handy dandy ribbon tail boards from our friend Jenny Sanchez at Wood Bits and Pieces. So you've got one, and you just keep folding. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Now these are just little small Dollar Tree, frame wreaths. They're still very cute. They're small enough to fit between 2 doors. This one will be close, but they're not like the big wreaths that we make. They're just a lot smaller, a lot more affordable. Now you're just gonna cut through every one of these. Got a few little pieces that'll come out. Flip it over and cut right through there again. These are more of the pancake style, or as we call it, the waffle style, because they're not quite as flat as a pancake. We're gonna cut them all together when we do the dovetail, so they'll be the same lengths. Normally I like to use 2.5 inch ribbons, but for this particular one we're gonna do the 1.5 inch. So now we need 18 of these. I just fold a little bit, kind of right on that end there, so it'll kind of hold, Alright, so we're just gonna we're gonna do 18 of these. So we got 1, 2, and it makes a difference, y'all, being if you keep your tails about the same, if you can keep them as close to the same as possible, it makes a difference in the look, If you're interested, Melissa does have a new creative coaching group where she teaches 2 nights a week, different projects, but she does mostly the wreath making. We do some helping if they kind of, want to start their Etsy page or something of that sort. Facebook. That's where we're biggest on our Facebook page, but we love it over here on YouTube. We got to do a little more. We got to put a little more time in it over here. So these little short videos are, super handy and super good, for somebody that's trying to learn. So when we cut our tails, y'all, I cut 1 of each. That way they come out to be the same length. Now I'm going to fold them together, and I'm going to cut up toward the sky. This is my left hand toward the wire side. This is all wired ribbon. So we're going to cut from non-wired to wired to give you that little dovetail look right there. And we're just going to flip, fold. It doesn't matter. You can fold it in, fold it out. As long as you're cutting from the no wire to the wire, it'll come out just fine. Just like so. Then we fold them in half, and we set them aside, because that's, if I can get it to, and that's what you got. And you'll do every one of them like this, and then we'll start adding them into the wreath. Let's do one more, and then I'll get them all done, and then we'll come on back. So you just put them together. They may not be even, and that's okay. They'll be even. That's why you're doing this, so you can make them even. That way you're not getting stuff that's an inch shorter. Try to keep it together, though. Flip it. Fold them together. Cut up toward the wire. Make your dovetail. Fold in half. And they don't have to be 100% the same length. Just as long as they're very close, you'll be just fine. So let's get all these cut and then we'll be right back. Alright, so we got all of our tails cut, folded together, so everything's good to go to start tying on. I'm going to go ahead and get me a couple of, I actually need 2 more chenille stems. We're going to do 4 holes in the sign. We just use a little jewelry punch. You can pick that up at any little hobby store. Come in about 1/8 of an inch, and you're just going to do like a you know, straight across, north, south, east, and west from each other. And we're going to tie, and just make sure that they're fairly straight across, you know. Still don't have to be perfect. We're not building a watch. And then we're going to do the east and west side, or left and right. These signs are, these are just metal signs. They're not, you know, they're just sheet metal, so it's not very hard to pop a hole in them. Take your chenille stem. We'll do the top and bottom. I come in from the bottom about 1.5 inches, fold over real tight, and then I just twist on it and just keep that chenille stem straight. So just work it down, all folded up so it still stays straight. And then just put all 4 of them in. We'll grab 2 more in a minute, but we're going to start tying on all of these pretty tails and make this wreath come to life with those tails. Because that's what brings in a lot of the pretty, is all the ribbon. So what I do, I got to make sure y'all can see, is I unfold, and right in that crease where they have at the halfway mark, in the halfway mark you want to just kind of accordion across, just like so. You want to scrunch it up and accordion across, and then we're going to lay it. You can pick wherever you want. Just we're going to do the outside ties first. Just pick your set of ties, and you know they make like a fork, and we're going to go right down in there all the way to that to the metal frame, and we're going to give it about a, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 twists or so. And you can either, one or 2 things, you can start separating here. I kind of just separate them, and I do it opposite. Like I keep this, the egg one, kind of like an X is the way I do it. You can do it in a V. I like the X look, kind of like so. And we'll come back and cut some of this excess chenille stem off, the white chenille stem, after, if we don't use any tubing. We may use some tubing, but put these on every tie all the way around, only on the outside first. Then we're gonna put our sign on, and then we'll come back and we'll add the rest of them on. Now I try to do opposite. So this Easter wreath, the little 1.5 inches going this way. So now I'm just going to opposite, and I'm going to leave the green running that way and run the Easter one uphill. And I'm going to do every one of them opposite from each other. So now we'll be back. You know, every third one will be the just like the first one that I started with. Just like so. Just unfold them and just take your time. Take your time. Scrunch them up. Get them all laid in there. Get them tied in, and try to tie it all the way down to that wire as far as you can. Do your twist in opposite again. Easter egg down, green up on that side, on the side that I'm starting with anyway. And make sure you take them fingers and run on that ribbon and give that ribbon that little, the loopy look, so it looks pretty. Just keep working your way around till you get them all done. Alright, so we got the first 9 on around the outside. So it's starting to come together. So now we're going to stick the sign on. So I've moved all the inner ties kind of away where we're going to be putting the sign. I got to get 2 more chenille stems. And we're going to tie them on real quick. Let me get my glasses on so I can see. We're going to put these 2 chenille stems on. real quick. And we're going to get the sign tied on. And then we're going to start on with the next 9 of the ribbon tails. And then we'll have a cute little wreath that's inexpensive. Won't break the bank. Still looks very nice. So let's get in the middle here. So I'm just setting the sign down in the middle. We're going to ever so slightly just kind of push down just a little. You don't want to force it. And then we're going to make sure that we kind of see how we're lining up. I want to fall kind of between some ties. Like between this tie and that tie. And this tie and this tie. That way I don't have to fight ties. And then it should work out around. I like to do the top one. I don't know why. I guess that way it can kind of hang. Now sometimes, these I don't have to, but sometimes I use a little needle, a yarn needle, to have to go through the mesh. So just hold it down where you want it and push down as far as you would like and make sure it's straight. And then I kind of pinch the chenille stem on the frame with my fingers. And then I kind of just flip it up. And I'm actually in the middle. I'm in the middle frame. I would rather be on the bottom. So I'm just going to make sure I come in on the inside. And then I'm going to give it about, I'm going to see how tight we are. I don't want to get too tight. And I'm going to give it about four good wraps around the frame. And you just kind of just wrap around. That wire, don't tie anything yet. I'll come back and do the tying at the end. Just wrap it kind of nice and tight. That's 3. And do it 3 or 4. And then you can come back and clean up the back when you're done. So you can kind of see how I got that one wrapped on, like right here. And it's just wrapped around that very inner ring. And now we're going to do the same thing with the other 3. Get it kind of pushed down. Now that you got that top one tied, you can go through the mesh if you have to. Perfectly fine. Just try to stay straight down between. And just get where you can kind of get a hold to it. Pinch it to the frame and start wrapping. And get you another 3 or 4 on this one. That's 2. There's 3. And there's 4. And we're just going to leave them long for now. We're going to get this side. So stay on that inside. Keep it kind of straight because you're fixing to pull down. You don't want it leaning, so just kind of get it as straight as you can because you're going to pull down on that other side. And then the same thing. You just repeat the process 4 times. Is all you do. That's why you don't want to tie anything yet, because you may have to come back and take some more slack out or something of that nature. Readjust, and if you tie it right now, then it's going to be very hard to do that. So now we're going to kind of just make sure it goes where it needs to go. And right down through again. Just like so. I'm pulling that. I'm kind of holding up on the sign and pulling on that chenille stem at the same time to get it like I want it to be. Make sure it looks nice and centered and everything's going to hold. And then just start your wrapping. 1, 2, 3, and just pull it tight. And there's 4. Alright, so we still haven't tied anything yet, but I will. And now we can come back on top and we can put the rest of the tails on. That way you can work them around the sign. Now, sometimes you're not able to do the X's because it starts to cover the sign up. So just pick you one, push it down in there, get it tied, and then take a look. You can do the V's That way you kind of keep everything away from your, or at least not as big of an X. You can still do X's, but remember that's that wired ribbon, so just work your way around and get all the, till you feel every chenille stem that you have on here. So you'll be doing a total of 18 throughout the whole wreath. So you've got a total of 36 tails. You got 18 of the green and 18 of the egg. So we're going to try to stay opposite again. So we're going to go up like that. And we're going to take the egg one and kind of, you have to kind of pull on them to make them go, you know, where you want. And as they get closer to other ones, it's just going to kind of start filling in. Now, if you don't like the way that looks, then, you know, make your V's. You know, just instead of doing an X, make your V's. And I'll take a look at it at the end, because you can always, when I say V, you pull everything down. So you just let it all go away from the sign, like so. And it kind of lays on top of each other a little bit. That's what I mean about making a V. I don't know if you can kind of tell the difference. We'll work our way around and we'll see what we look like. We're going to be having to straighten out all kinds of tails and stuff as we go. So let's get everything in and we'll take a look at the finished product and we'll start adjusting all of our tails and we'll see what we got. All right, y'all. So we got everything on. We got all the tails on. I think the wreath, this is going to be a really, really, really affordable wreath that if you can tell, let me get a little closer. I can't zoom up. Y'all, the wreath is really full, but it's really lightweight. Look, it's not real thick. It probably would be very close to be fitting between two doors, but maybe not quite. But if you're looking for a wreath that's affordable, you can make a wreath, y'all, that's minimal on your materials. And super pretty, y'all. Super, super pretty. So I hope y'all enjoyed this, showing you how to make an affordable Dollar Tree wreath. Melissa did the frame on another video, so check that out. And then this is me putting all the tails and the signs on. So I hope y'all really, really enjoyed it. The only other thing that I've got to put on, I have got to put a hanger and finish tying the sign. So we're just going to take a chenille stem. We're going to take a better one. This one's got a heavier wire in it. So just cross them. We're gonna make a hanger now for it so we can hang it up. So just cross them, fold one over one way, one over the other way, and they make a little V in the center part. Then you're gonna take and you're gonna cross them again, and you're gonna bring this one up and start wrapping it on the wire around on itself, and this one opposite other way, wrapping around on itself. And just wrap them until they're tight and without breaking it, but they're not going to come apart. Take your back of your wreath, find your center, stick it up through there, and just bring it back through itself, and then pull, and it's going to make a loop. So now you've got a little hanger that you can hang it up on. These right here. Now we can tie the sign on. So let's make sure that the signs, I think it could pull down a little bit more on this side. So we're going to do that one first. Let me get my glasses on again. I'm just going to pull a little bit more slack. I'm going to unwrap a little bit. Just like so. I'm just going to unwrap. And I'm going to pull a little bit of slack. And then we're going to pull it tight. And now, when I say tie, I'm going to go around the rim. And I'm going to leave a loop. I don't know if y'all can see it. I'm going to leave a loop just like this. And then we're going to go back in that loop. Just like so. And then we're going to pull. So it's kind of like tying a shoe. And once you do that like a couple times, you can go either way. Go underneath your thing and back through the hole. And then pull it tight. Now it'll still slide, but it's not going to come undone. And then when we get all four of them done, you can take your little wire cutters and just trim them back. Fold it down so it doesn't poke anybody, and then do every one of them that way. So I'm going to get them tied in, and it'll be ready to go. Be ready to go to its new home. So I hope you enjoyed this little Happy Easter wreath. Oh, very, very pretty. We will get this one listed in the shop, and it'll be very affordable, y'all. But I appreciate everybody coming to hang out with me right here on our With the Bickhams page. Oh, so don't be scared. If I can do it, so can you. So thank y'all again for visiting. I hope you got some value out of our videos. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you share the video with somebody and subscribe to our With the Bickhams channel. I'm Craig with the Bickhams, and we'll see y'all on the next video. Bye, everybody. Y'all have a blessed day.